Hey guys, welcome to our today's video on dates functions. Uh, Today we get into a very interesting function with days, finding out the day difference, but a bit of twist to it with considering the holidays as well. Our previous functions like days 360 or date diff would give you the number of days, but that would include holidays as well. But when you're actually working in a practical scenario or working in an organization, there would be always weekends, there would be always holidays, which would come in between two dates. And this way, uh, your calculations may go wrong in the perspective when we are talking about suppose calculating productive days for a particular employee. Now, if the employee had worked for the entire month and he has done 1,000 rupees of revenue, 1,000 rupees of revenue, if I would have used days, then it would take the entire 30 days and would calculate the productive as 1,000 divided by 30. However, when we are actually checking into the number of days, the working days that he has been into the organization in a month, it's actually 24 days or probably 26 days, depending on the number of days of weekends or holidays that come in. So this would subsequently increase the performance of the employees if I consider the day as 24 days. You'll see it has moved from 33 to 41 in a single day. So the calculation, if not done properly, would hamper the actual output to the analysis that we are supposed to do. So network days is one of the useful function to calculate the number of days. It is actually written as network days. Let me increase. Okay. And when I'm talking about network day function, it will retrieve the number of working days between a start date and the end date. And it will exclude the holidays that you specify. So this function is very beneficial in incident response management, where you may evaluate the number of working days, excluding the company holidays. When an incident response team is fully or a customer service is fully available to resolve the multiple queries or incidents. Yeah. The syntax for network days is again network days, open brackets, you have to specify the start date. Then you have to specify the end date. Yeah. And lastly, holidays are optional. So you can specify the holidays or you cannot. It will still give you the required answer. Yeah. So let's try to get the network days between what is today's date is 15th of May. So suppose I have the date as I'll say is equal to network days. Network days. Start date I specify as 5th of May. Yeah, 2025. That would be the start date. And end date could be today's date. Yeah, and I'll ask, provide me the number of days between these 2 days. So I need to have a number. Just let me change the Okay. So there are 11 days. Yeah. But the same thing, if I would have done with the help of days, let me show you that as well. So days, it is giving me 14 days. So if you remember, end date has to be at the last, start date has to be at the last for days, and days 360, it is the other way around. So we'll just make it 14 days. So you can see it is excluding. If I open my calendar, so if you see my calendar here, so if you see my calendar here, okay, if you see my calendar here, so in May month, in the month of May, I have this Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. So that's why it is deducting those 2, 3 days out of the given days. Yeah. Same way, let's try for the days 360 function with the same dates. So it'll give you 14 once again. Yeah. See this? So since there were Saturday weekends in between, which made these days to come to 11 days, because it has eradicated the Saturdays or Sundays in between the first and the and today's date. Yeah, so it has removed 2 Sundays which were available between these 2 dates. Okay, so 40 minus 2 Sundays. Yeah. Now it could happen that there is a specific day. Suppose I have a holiday on, let me see if there is a weekday. I say 12th or 13th. So if I have a holiday on May 12th, 2025, which was a Monday, and I specify it in the holidays list. So I have this date here in this holiday list and I switch enter. You'll find this particular day is considered within that holiday list, and now my number of days, which was 11, has come down to 10 because it has considered a holiday and it is giving me the exact dates. Same way, I can have a Tuesday, say I make it 13, yeah, and I select both the cells for this. Okay, so I select this both cells and say enter. It should give me 9 days. Yeah. So it will deduct the number of days I have considered for a holiday, and accordingly it shows me the number of days. Okay. So the start date in this particular formula could be a serial number or a valid date format, which denotes the beginning of that particular date from where we want to calculate the number of days, and end date specifies the end in the serial number of the date or the serial number of valid date. And lastly, the holidays will provide cell ranges which will have the dates which are considered as holidays. Yeah. So this is how network days is used specifically if you have certain days which are specified. So suppose I select instead of date, I select the cell reference from where I have to pick up the date. So let's do it this way. See, it is giving me 393 days. Let me remove the holidays for the time being so that you can, or you can keep the holidays as it is. I'll say comma, and select the days, and I'll just make them constant, yeah, so that it doesn't change. You can see for 29th August 79, it is giving me 11,925 days, wherein if in normal days and days 360, it had given me 16,000. It has removed so many days in between. Yeah. And even this holiday is being considered. Yeah. Let's see whether it works for this format as well. Yes, it does work for this format. Yeah. Let's see if we tried, what we tried was the start date 1990. No, the start date as, let me do it for the dates which are available. And I'll take this A5 between these two dates. Let's see, 2914. Yeah. Let's do it whether we can do it for serial numbers. Let's see whether we can do it for serial number. Yes, it does consider serial numbers. Let's see if it calculates the number of days for a text value. No, it will give you a value error if the date is not in a date format, or it is in a text format. So it will come up with a value error. Even if I have the date which is beyond a particular date, or if it is a negative value, it will give you a num error. If it is beyond the serial number that we have specified, that if in our previous lectures, we know that 1st Jan 1900 is considered as the serial number 1, whereas 31st December 9999 is the last number. And if you give any number below 1 and any number after that specified date serial number, then it will come up with a num error. Yeah. So you need to be careful while using the network days again. It has the same functionalities as what days and days 360 has to provide you the number of days. But the additional facility that it has is it considers holidays as well. Yeah. By default, it will consider Sunday as a holiday, and it will automatically deduct it from the number of days which are available. Yeah. So just to reiterate, network days is used to find the difference between a start date and end date, excluding the holidays that you have specified or the Sundays that are available in those particular weeks. Yeah. Hope you are able to understand this function, how and where we can use it. And it is one of the advanced function. And instead of date diff, when I have to consider some productivity or relevant data where I have to eradicate non-working days as compared to working days, then I use network days because that will give you the right picture. Yeah. Hope I was able to make this function clear, make the concept of this function clear. Hope you are able to understand the video, the various examples that I have taken you through. Do like this video, share it across with your colleagues who want to learn Excel. Comment if you want me to cover any topics in this 365 days of Excel journey. And yes, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, because that's how you're going to get these videos directly to your inbox. And it will do keep me motivated to create such free content for your people so that everyone learns Excel on the go. Thank you so much.